Okay, we're done with the national anthem. We're about ready to set to kick off right here. We're just about right on time. We got 15 minutes to go here in the first quarter. We're about ready to go. Game time temperatures about 50 degrees. And right up here in the booth, it feels more like around 60.
Yes, and the sunshine is out. The clouds have basically parted, and we have blue skies. So I am absolutely excited to get this game underway.
I don't know who set this up, Dwayna, but this is great. I mean, when we first started this evening, it was pouring and dumping. The players were probably not having a great time, and here we are. I'm sure the uniforms are a heck of a lot drier, and they're ready to go.
Oh, absolutely. It was just raining sideways in every single essence of the word.
It's like number 88, Shawnee Phillips, is set to kick off for the Silver Stars to open up the contest this evening. And the lone deep back appears to be, I think, number 27. I can't tell the number here on the.
It's number 87, Christina Bell Robinson, who was back there. So one really interesting tidbit about the Las Vegas team, their head coach is actually a player as well, and one of their quarterbacks.
Yeah, that'll make it challenging for her. Okay, looks like they tried an onside kick. It did not work, and so the Majestics will start off 1st and 10 from the Silver Stars 49-yard line. First pass is complete to number 9, Adrian Wilson. And she'll be down at the 42. She'll pick up 7 yards, and that'll be good for a second down and about 7. Or correction, 2nd and 3.
It's definitely exciting to see how this line plays together. We have a lot of new players out there on the line, so to be able to move as one cohesive unit, I think is absolutely important.
Oh, it really is. And the first to get started with the first pass. That handoff goes to number 34, Kara Lord, and she bowls her way down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. And she's going to pick up 14 hard yards. And that is a real good deal to start off with a huge gain on the ground here today.
And I know that's definitely something that the coaches are looking for it from the line, looking for it from your receivers, your quarterback. Just be able to keep your foot on the gas. Once you really get going and you get that momentum, just be present, get out of your head, and just do what you do, and just play ball.
Rachel Wood's pass to the running back is, in fact, to Lord, was just a little bit behind her, and that will fall down incomplete. And so we're still 2nd and 10 at about the 28-yard line. No gain on the play. I really like the way they started out. They threw a pass, then they threw a run in, and now we'll see how far. Well, they really only have just under 30 yards left to go to get into the end zone, and that is something they struggled to do last week.
Yes, absolutely. And to just be able to, next play, get your head right, break some tackles like Adrian's doing, beautifully done, and still gain some yards after contact.
Adrian just picks up. She is the recipient of a beautiful pass from Woods. She'll get down inside of the 20 to the 19. Number 4, Tiny Nolly for the Silver Stars with the tackle. There is a flag down on the play at about the 26-yard line. And unfortunately, that's typically where holding can occur. Referees are trying to figure out where this thing is going to be spotted and what the penalty is. And here's the call. It is a dead ball personal foul against the Majestics.
I also think we have a player ejected.
And that player has been ejected.
That's number 72, Rhino Williams.
Oh, that's a tough break. Not exactly sure what she did because I didn't notice it at the time. But that is a 15-yard penalty back to the 34.
You know, these are moments where you definitely have to keep your cool and you have to just be able to get back up there and, you know, next player up, unfortunately, in circumstances like that. That's not something that we like to see, but you just have to keep rolling with the punches.
No, that's right. And now they're going to have to come up. They got third and about 15 from the 29. There are 3 wide receivers set to the right, 1 slot to the left with 1 running back in the backfield. We'll just see what they got going on here for this next play. Trying to make up some ground here on that 15-yard penalty is important right now.
Absolutely. What you want to do is just be able to get out of your head, watch for anyone shooting the gap, work together, and to just really get something off the ground, do something big.
Wood's pass is to number 4, Cody Fuller, but unfortunately it's in and out of her hands, and that will fall incomplete. That's going to bring up a 3rd down. The ball was thrown just a little behind her, but it's still catchable.
You know, these are those moments where the game has just started. You have a player that's been ejected. You don't want to get any type of, you know, emotions involved, and you really want to get out of your head to just be able to take a deep breath, get reset as a player, and just do what you do best, and that's ball.
4th and 15 from the 34-yard line. Looks like they're going to go for it.
High snap.
Pass intended for number 9, Adrian Wilson. And it's going to be batted away by that same number 4 for Las Vegas, Tiny Nolly. And so Las Vegas will take over on downs from her own 34-yard line.
This is definitely the chance that we get to see what our defense can do out here for the Seattle Majestics. And, you know, unfortunately, we weren't able to get any points up on the board with that series, but I'm excited to see how ball hungry this defense is. And, you know, having been a player previously, I know that this defense absolutely means business. They hunt together like a pack, actual like true lionesses do, and they just go hard.
And Carrie Walters, who is their head coach, also is their quarterback right now. That ball was carried up to about the 38-yard line, gain of 4 on the play, and she's pushed out of bounds at the 38-yard line.
See Las Vegas taking a little bit of time to get set up.
Got I-back formation. Oh, we have a miscue in the backfield. Tukatau with the tackle. Handoff was to number 34, Sonia Triana, one of the 2 Triana sisters. That's actually going to be a loss of a yard back to the 37-yard line.
The beauty with watching Kase play, she is everywhere. She is aggressive. She is absolutely all up in your face. And I know if it were me and I had the ball, I would be running out of the stadium into my car and driving far, far away.
I might even ask somebody else to take the ball.
Exactly. Beautiful tackle by Christina Bell Robinson.
Tone, Zotamau with the pitch, and she'll get to the 37-yard line. No gain. Immediately wrapped up by number 87, Bell Robinson. Beautiful tackle, and that's going to set up a 4th down. Looks like they're going to punt. And their kicker, Shawnee Phillips, is back in punt formation for the Silver Stars. Looks like number 87 again. Belle Robinson will be the deep back for the punt coverage.
And we also have Micah back there.
And Micah, yes. Belle Robinson takes it at about the 32-yard line. And it looks like she's I could just get her to turn around. She doesn't seem to understand that we're trying to get her these numbers here. But anyway, Mary McDaniel is the one who bounced her out of bounds. And so the Majestics will take over for their second series here. 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line. And once again, another good field position. We have 3 wide receivers to the left and 1 slotted to the right. Single backfield.
High snap. And there goes Adrian Wilson tearing up the field.
Adrian Wilson with the pass completion, and she is brought down at the 37-yard line. And that's going to pick up 15 yards. That's good enough for a first down.
And Adrian Wilson actually also used to be a track star when she went to Eastern Washington University, so I believe that is also where she gets a lot of that speed from and some hurdling capabilities. It's just a delight to watch her out there as a receiver because she is very quick.
Well, she bounced around. She actually just kind of duked out one of the tacklers, and that set her up for another 4 or 5 yards, so that really helped her, and her speed really does make a difference. Handoff goes to number 5, Kiki Williams. She doesn't get much. She'll get Maha Hawas. Stops her at about the 38-yard line. Loss of a yard, and that is something they've got to stop. They've got to keep driving north and south and stay away from the east and west turns.
Absolutely. Definitely with this team, you, like I said earlier, you just want to keep your foot on the gas and to just continue to go. And that's one thing that the coaches are looking for right now. What can we do to their defense? How can we figure out their defense so that we can just get points up on the board?
Yeah, unfortunately, they only made 1 trip into the end zone last week, and that's something that Scott really wants them to improve and make that trip several times.
Definitely. We got Carol Lord just going upfield.
Look at that. Lord gets down close to the first down marker to about the 26-yard line, and that's enough for a first down for the Majestics. And I'll tell you, you start gaining all those first downs, you're going to end up in the end zone.
Exactly, exactly. A little bit at a time, even if you just have to continually chip away. We've got Kiki Williams coming back in.
Rachel Wood's pass was intended for number 16, April Arnold, and just unable to hold on to it. It'll be an incomplete pass and bring up a second down.
I don't know if you guys can hear it at home, but
yeah, that's the problem for where we are sitting right now. We can't see the large crowd that's underneath. And by the way, if you have a chance and you're in Kent, we'd love to have you here supporting the Majestics. Have them come on out. We still got plenty of time. In fact, we only got about 8.5 minutes left to go in the first half, so we got plenty of ball game left. Handoff goes to Lord and immediately stopped by number 44, Olivia Char. That'll pick up maybe a yard. For the most part, back to the line of scrimmage at about the 26-yard line. 3rd and 10 from the 34-yard line, or correction, the 26. Clock operators not quite got everything together.
First game's always got to get those first game
exactly
jitters
right.
out, especially
exactly
being
right.
home.
One of the things I noticed, Edwina, is Las Vegas did not travel with very many folks.
You know, they actually didn't. And, you know, that could just kind of be because of the cost, you know, the thing that you still run into with women's football. Beautiful catch by Adrian Wilson.
Pass is complete inside the 20 to Wilson. She's going to get down to around the 18-yard line, and that's going to pick up, let me see here, I think that's going to pick up 7 yards. 4th down and about 2 yards to go down to the 16. Boy, that would be nice to pick up another red zone first down. That would be their first one. This is their first trip into the red zone tonight, and they've got to spend more time in here. They've got to go ahead and go through the red zone into the end zone.
Absolutely. Execution is key here.
Key is they are also running that clock. They're managing it well. Pass was intended for number 4, Cody Fuller, and it was just out of her reach and incomplete. And unfortunately, this trip to the end zone will stall at around the 18-yard line, and the Silver Stars will take over on downs for the second time this game. This is really hurting the Majestics.
It is, and, you know, this is definitely the time when coach is going to be pulling players aside, making adjustments, trying to fix everything, trying to get everybody on the same page, you know, making sure everyone is doing their job, which is the biggest thing to be able to execute here.
Boy, that is so true. You don't want to. You want to actually give your defense as much time to rest so that your offense can go to work.
Definitely.
And that pass is picked off by number 19, Jackie McCall, at about the 19-yard line. And believe it or not, pick 6, we're into the end zone. Touchdown, Majestics.
Beautifully done, beautifully done. Jackie, another amazing athlete. She is actually in the Hall of Fame at her school in Spokane. Another track athlete.
Wow.
She is so quick, and she plays so many roles on this team.
Well, she didn't get touched. Once she picked that off, she didn't get touched at all, and now she's into the end zone. And so we have number 29, Sarah Wolfer, will line up to attempt the extra point. And this was something that they really struggled with last week, which ended up being the difference in the ball game.
Absolutely.
This will be a great opportunity to make this up for this week.
Yep, and Sarah Wolf is a rookie. She is coming to the Majestics brand new this year. She's a former soccer player. So it'll definitely be, you know, we're rooting for her.
You know what? She's going to put it right through the uprights.
Kick is good.
I love it. So with 6:41 left to go in the first quarter, the Majestics are on the board defensively anyway with a defensive pick 6, and they lead the Silver Stars 7-0. That's great.
The whole energy in the stadium has completely changed. You can hear the players. There's actually a drum line. I don't know if you guys can hear that at home, but
I love it.
There's a drum line that is all about it. And to have this shift in momentum, even though it's only the first quarter, this is what you want for your players. You want them to have fun. To watch this team to go out there and start having fun is going to be a huge shift in the game, which is really important.
Well, they didn't score until the second half. So to actually do this here in the first quarter, boy, I tell you, Scott just has got to be really pleased that his team has responded. Now, I realize that's defensively, but they've been moving the ball. They stalled twice. But the thing is, they got field position, and it was picked off at the 20 or inside the 20, and what a difference it makes to have that field position.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you guys can't see this at home, but as I'm looking down onto the sideline, every single coach is talking with a group of players, working on how can we do better with this? How can we do better at blocking? How can we do better at defense? How can we keep our eyes open? These adjustments are consistently and constantly being made in this game. And that is what you see on the field. To be able to just keep your head on a swivel, that's what gets points up on the board.
And we're going to be playing those same Bobcats that we lost to last week. We're going to be playing them in a couple weeks. And I know that Scott is looking at that date knowing that he wants to be able to make up for what they lost down there.
Absolutely, absolutely. We got Jackie McCall with a kick.
And the kickoff will go deep down to about the 16-yard line, and it's picked up by number 4, Tiny Nolly. And she's finally brought down with a nice open field tackle at about the 28-yard line. by number 13, the Virginia Kim. That's going to be, let me see here, 12-yard return. Not a bad kickoff coverage, actually, for the Majestics.
And definitely what I love seeing is the camaraderie. You know, even though the Majestics will tackle someone, you can see them, obviously, they're the first to stick out their hands to be able to help a player up. There is a little chippiness on the field, which we've definitely witnessed. You know, things like that will definitely affect how well you play and how much you're in your head. But we always want to play a great, clean game and respect our competitor, especially at home.
Yeah, and that's a tough one to you want that intensity, but you've got to balance that thing against getting it to the point where there's an ejection. And unfortunately, that has happened tonight. But that's okay. We're going to move on from there. We're going to be better, and already we're leading 7-0.
Exactly.
Kerry Walters will pitch out to number 27, Tone Zotamau. And the stop is made, actually, by Siobhan Verdry. Gain is going to be actually about 6 yards up to the 34-yard line. Second down, looks like actually more like 4 yards, so we got 2nd and 6.
So if you're just joining us, thank you for tuning into the live feed. I am here sitting in the booth with Jay. I'm Edwina Brown. We are at beautiful, now sunny French Field on a decently warm 50-degree night.
I don't think we've lost the sun since we started this thing.
No, we definitely haven't.
Who is that? Number 85? I like it. Mackenzie Tolliver with the tackle up over the 41. Unfortunately, that's enough for a first down for the Silver Stars. And that was actually another pitch out to Zotamo.
Mackenzie's been in this organization for several years. She's actually a player who went and played for Team USA.
Really?
So she is a gold medalist
awesome.
football player, which is amazing. So we love having her on the team.
Always good to have the Olympians here with us.
Absolutely.
We have an eye backfield here. Wow, just a real bad handoff there. And that tackle was actually made now by number 74, Tank Hawkins-Verdin. Loss of a yard. We'll take it back just inside the 41-yard line. Second down. And we might as well go ahead and do the Adidas defensive run. We have Nicole, is it Phelan, I think it is, Chelsea Nill, Jackie McCall, Siobhan Verdry, April Arnold, and Kase Tukatau. Both had great weeks last week. We have Jones Lee, Hura, Kim, Becky, and Belle Robinson all on the defensive side. What a great defense that they've had, not only last week, but this week.
And so I was just looking at this blurb about Nicole Tank. This is actually really interesting. So she earned her nickname Tank. She actually was in the Marine Corps as military police, and she was called out for a domestic disturbance one night. Upon arrival, she gave an order, and she was struck in the jaw with a right hook. Oops. The hook actually dislocated her jaw. She grabbed her jaw, repositioned it, put it back in the socket right then and there, and that's how she earned her name Tank.
I don't know if I would have called her Tank. More like Jawbreaker or something like that. Wow, that's impressive.
Quite the story.
Hoorah. Once a Marine, always a Marine.
Absolutely.
Second pass by Waters and this one's almost picked off by Verdry. That's too bad. That would have been nice. I know she would love to have that back. She's just shaking her head still out there on the field, having had a chance for a pick, and it just all of a sudden the ball was there. It was a very bad pass, and she's Waters is very lucky that they still have the ball. But that's a fourth down, 4th and about 9, and they're going to be having to punt the ball away to the Majestics.
So we've got Christina Bell Robinson and Micah in the backfield waiting for that ball. We got a great block by number 23.
Yep, and
It's Casey Cornist.
okay, and the ball is spotted at the 40-yard line. After about, well, the ball got by her. She recovered it at about the 23 and picked up about 17 yards on the return. Great return, actually. And we'll put the ball first down. This is the first time that they have been back at the 40. They've been around their second series. First and second series actually was right there about midfield. And so this is the first time they're starting this far back. But that's okay. They have moved the ball well so far this game. Boy, I love watching her run. Kara Lord, man, she's already gained 7 yards on this play alone. You know, they had 52 yards. No, they were minus 20 in rushing last week, and they've already well surpassed that. And they had only about 52 yards in passing, and they're already on their way to passing that too.
Kara Lord is a phenomenal athlete to watch, and she was actually also on American Ninja Warrior. I don't know if you knew that.
Really?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Well, she's doing that tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a multifaceted athlete, and it's awesome to watch her out on the field.
Wow, that's great. And off goes to Williams. Well, she's going to cross midfield. She doesn't take any guff either. She bowls her way down inside the 47 to the 46-yard line, and she's going to pick up about 7 yards and a first down for the Majestics.
Yep. Watching Kiki run is great. She's an awesome athlete. She works local at Boeing. She's been there for several years. And that's the thing I think that people forget. These women all have jobs, regular jobs, moms, wives, Monday through Friday jobs, and they're out here playing the sport because they love this game.
Oh, a nice zone read by Woods. And she's going to get down inside the 45 to the 42-yard line and pick up about 4 yards. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 6 at the 42. And once again, like I said before, first down, first down, first down. That's what you got to work for, and that's where they're heading right now.
Yep, absolutely. Just keep chipping away little by little.
Also, by doing this, they're also keeping the Silver Stars defense out on the field. And by also doing that and continuing to do it, you can't give them an opportunity to score.
Exactly. Kiki just chopping her feet, chopping her feet.
You know, one of the things we all learn when we're playing football is never stop moving your legs.
Absolutely.
And she was practically lifted in the air, and her legs were still flailing away.
Yep, absolutely. She's
and
very
because of that,
strong
she got down to the 40 to the 37, and she's 1 yard shy of a first down. And right now, unless this next play stops the clock, this will probably be the last play of the first quarter with just about 15 seconds left to go. We have 3 wideouts to the right and 1 to the left. Single backfield. Handoff is going to go to Lord. She's going to get down to the 35-yard line, picking up 2 yards. She'll pick up the first down, and that is going to end the first quarter of play.
So what do you think about what do you see out there, Jay? How do you feel about it?
I'll tell you, I really like the game plan right now. The game plan has been to run at them, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're mixing it up with some passes. They've been very successful on those passes, and I like what I'm seeing so far.
Absolutely, absolutely. I am enjoying watching offense out there. I'm definitely seeing all the adjustments that are being made. Defense, like I said, is ball hungry. Jackie McCall with that beautiful interception and that pick six to be able to get the team up on the board. And that is what I'm excited to see for the rest of this game in the first half.
You know, when we talked about it, you mentioned that something like that is a catalyst. It'll pump them up to all of a sudden, hey, you know what? We didn't really do well last week offensively. We didn't score but 1 touchdown, and here we are. We're scoring right away. We can do this.
Exactly.
And that just pumps everybody up.
Exactly. And that's what you want from your players. You want your players to be out there to execute, to do their job, but to also have fun. When you're having a good time and you're understanding, okay, if we all work together as one cohesive unit, we're out there doing the best that we can, we will get points up on the board, and that's what we want to do.
And Sarah Wolfer has stepped it up, too, by putting one up through the uprights, which was something that the team struggled for the special teams. And Butts Houghton, I'm telling you, she loves her special teams group. And they already did something right away that they struggled last week, and they scored a point.
Absolutely. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Coach Butts actually also used to play football.
Really? No, I don't think I knew that. I'll tell you what, though, she's fun to watch out there.
Oh, she's very much fun to watch. And when she's not a coach, she is a video producer, and she also is a mom of an awesome 3-year-old Bronte.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, that doesn't surprise me if what I know of her. Okay, Rachel Woods is going to take care of the first play coming out of, I guess they're having problems with the clock operator. He still has not set the game clock to the 15 minutes that they need. There we are. Now we're good to go. All right, that makes the referee real happy. He's ready to start the play clock. We have a single setback in the backfield and 3 wideouts to the right. Rachel Woods is set to pass, and that's a little bit too deep for number 9, Adrian Wilson. I'm not sure where the miscommunication is, whether she's struggling on part of her route or she's supposed to be in a different spot, but they'll figure that out. That's a challenge right now that they need to work on.
We got Christina Bell Robinson coming back out.
So we have 2nd and 10 from the Silver Stars, 35-yard line. And Wilson will be wide out to the left again. We have 3 wideouts to the right and a single backfield. And that looks like it's Kiki Williams. Oh, she got hammered back there at the 33-yard line. And by number 88, Shawnee Phillips. Gain of about 2, and that'll put the ball at the 33-yard line, 3rd and 8. And we have a timeout called by the Majestics. Okay, and this will be an opportunity for us to go to a commercial break, and we'll see you when we come back from the break.
We believe that through sport, we have the power to change lives.
A female coaching me.
Is anybody watching female sports?
But female athletes are being left behind.
We have the power to make a new world for female athletes. So come together, fight for equality, and level the field to ensure that no matter the challenge ahead, she breaks barriers.
And we have poor Scott down there. Scott apparently tweaked his back. That's the head coach for the Majestics. Tweaked his back, and as he referred to himself as an 80-year-old man hunched over, he is really struggling down there. But you know what? He is really having fun down there with his team doing as well as they are.
Absolutely. And we got Scott some leave earlier, so hopefully.
Oh, man.
Beautiful
nice
catch. Beautiful catch.
From Rachel to number 85, Mackenzie Tolliver. Great catch down around the 16-yard line. I believe that's about a 20-yard pass down to the correction. That's from the 33, so it's 17 yards down to the 16-yard line. And you know what? We're back in a red zone.
Where we want to be, where we want to execute.
This drive started from the 40-yard line, so I like what they're doing with this. They're mixing up pass and run. That's good. That ball is ruled a catch inside the 10 at about the 7-yard line. And that catch was made by Christina Bell Robinson at about the 8-yard line.
Did you know that Christina is actually a high school teacher?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Where is she at? Local here? Or?
Yeah, she's local. She can also speak in a British accent, and she can juggle. Those are some talents.
I can't do either of them.
I just want to give a shout out to Casey Jack, who is watching from California on Edwards Air Force Base. Thank you for tuning in, Casey.
Oh, we love our vets. Great run by Williams, and she's down inside the 5 at about the 3. And the tackle is made by number 15, Maha Hawass. Actually, they're going to spot the ball at the 4. That'll put a 4-yard carry on there. It is a 2nd and goal. Correction, it is a 1st and goal. This is something that they really struggled to do last week, and I like the fact that they're just going to go ahead and try running it and running it and running it, and now they're successful at it.
Absolutely. You just have to keep trying, keep trying. At some point in time, it will absolutely click, and I feel like we've been able to see that early on to see how this team is working together and clicking, and that shows you right through the hands. That shows you how much work they've been doing in practice.
No, that's right. Pass was intended for Mackenzie Tulliver, just in and out of her hands and out of reach in the end zone for an incomplete pass. But that is only a 2nd down and goal from the 4.
And we've got the players on the sideline cheering on their teammates, just to the point where they actually can't go any further, just all huddled up in the corner, screaming on the field.
Something else that they probably, and I don't have the stats on this, but they worked on real hard. I know they work on in practice, try and stay away from those bad penalties of false starts and offsides and so forth. And except for that 15-yard penalty, they have not had one penalty.
Yep, been very clean football.
Look at that. She leads right into the end zone. Number 33, Gabby Knops, is into the end zone with a
Seattle
4-yard
Majestics
carry. Touchdown, Majestics. I don't know what our stats are for rushing, but I like the fact that, I mean, they're probably upwards of about 50 or 60 yards so far this game. That is great. Now, there's Gabby Knops. There's the one who doesn't have to try and pretend to be British. She is.
Yes, that's correct.
Way to go, Gabby. Now I'd love to see, let's see, who's going to kick. It
That
looks
is
like we
Sydney
have
Holt.
Danny. That's number 1.
Number 1, Sydney
Wow,
Holt.
Sydney Holt. Let's go, Sydney. See if you can tack on one more.
She's also played soccer.
I'm afraid that one was batted away or batted down, and that will fall short. And so with just under 12 minutes to go in the half, it is the Seattle Majestics 13 and the Las Vegas Silver Stars 0.
So some interesting facts actually about Sydney as I'm just reading through this. She has 3 degrees. She went to the University of Idaho. She's left-handed when she writes, but she does everything else with her right side. And her weakness is cheese and champagne, which I can relate to that, having cheese and champagne be my weakness for sure.
Usually it's wine and cheese.
Yeah.
Cheese and champagne,
Cheese
that's
and
different.
champagne.
That's a different combo.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And she is a consultant at Staples and the owner and CEO of Sunflower Entertainment.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah,
Very diverse.
absolutely.
And that's something that you and I have talked about, the fact that these ladies come from all kinds of diverse backgrounds. I talked to one gal recently who specifically came over here from France to play football.
Yeah, which is, we've got actually quite a few international players
Yeah,
this
Danny
year.
DeGroot is out of Australia.
Cody Fuller, also out of Australia.
Well, you have 2 Aussies.
We do have 2
I love
Aussies.
it. I love it. That way they can talk with each other because I can't understand it. No, I'm kidding.
Got Jackie with the kick.
And that ball is muffed at about the 28-yard line. Oh, boy. This is great. There's about 4 or 5 Majestics that are going to run her out of bounds. Tony Zotomo is run out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. Great defense on the special teams, and that's something Butts Houghton has worked on.
Absolutely. Just want to give a shout out to Kelsey Rogers, who is watching from New Jersey, supporting number 23, Casey Cornish. Thank you for watching, you guys. We really appreciate your support out there.
New Jersey, I love it. It's great to hear from the East Coast.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Okay, this will be the third. This will be the third series for Las Vegas. I think it was their second. No, maybe this is their fourth series. Their second series did not end well. It ended in a pick 6 for us.
We got a quarterback on the run. Ball is thrown away.
But a hurry by number 17. Or is that 77?
That would be number 77.
Yeah, number 77, Chelsea Nill.
It's her second year playing for the Seattle Majestics.
She just came just inches away from her first sack of the game. Defensively last week, actually, they had 4 sacks, so I'm sure they'd love to at least equal that this week, if not get a little bit more.
I feel like even more so when you're that close to a sack and you don't get it, you just come out with a full head of steam the next time that ball is snapped.
I think they better watch out for her because she's going to be right after them next week.
Absolutely.
New quarterback right now, actually, is Nicole Dixon for the Las Vegas Silver Stars.
Oh, we have another East Coast shout out. Denise Lord watching from Philly, city of brotherly love.
Another East Coast one. I love it. That's where my brother's from. He's from Philadelphia. I wouldn't call it jet lag, but one of the problems that you struggle with is when your team comes in here with maybe a couple hours to spare before the game. That's a challenge for that team.
Absolutely. Yeah, Las Vegas came directly from the airport to the field. We have also, here's a further shout out from Luke Hall, all the way from Australia. Thanks for watching, Luke.
There we go. We'll have to hook him up with Danny, and that's great. You know, I just was noticing number 22, Nicole Dixon, they're in a position now where they're going to have to pass a lot more. And unfortunately, she had enough of a rush coming at her. She could only get that ball up in the air. And Daju Smith was the closest intended receiver, and it fell incomplete.
Yeah, and I think at that point in time, if you're really going to let that ball air out, you know, I would err to the side of caution doing that just because that is anyone's ball at that point in time.
That's right. That's how they got their first pick 6. That ball is practically straight up, and it's going to roll out of bounds at about the 42-yard line, 41-yard line.
Not too much distance on that ball. I think
No.
that's not what they were looking for, unfortunately.
No, and in fact, it didn't even make it to the first down marker, I'm afraid. So, however, for the Majestics, that puts the ball 1st and 10 at the Las Vegas 41-yard line. Great field position, except for one time when they were on the backside of the midfield line. They have been in the Silver Stars neck of the woods and real estate area almost the entire evening. And this is another time where we're going to keep our foot on the gas, Edwina.
Yes, absolutely. You come out there hot. If that's one thing I learned playing offensive line is continuously get out there, get your blocks. Don't wait for anyone to get to you. Get to them. And like Coach said, you block them all the way out of the field. Oh.
I'm afraid, Rachel's pass is ruled picked off. Picked off by number 17 for Las Vegas, Daju Smith. Not a really bad pass, but unfortunately the intended receiver. I'm afraid, Rachel's pass is ruled picked off.
That'll definitely be interesting to rewatch on the replay. I know I'm curious, so that'll just be me.
Well, that's the first turnover of the game, except for the pick six. That's the first turnover for the Majestics, so we'll see how they respond defensively.
Absolutely.
They've been very greedy so far tonight, and they have not been very good for the quarterbacks in the backfield. In fact, they've spent a lot of time back there.
Just taken down by a swarm of Majestics on that tackle. We've got all kinds of shout-outs coming in, Jay. Someone watching from France. Hello, Sophie. That's somebody else watching from Australia.
I like
and
it.
A shout-out from Tennessee, from Nate. Go Majestics, number 69 always.
That last handoff was by Tone Sotomo, and the tackle was made by number 16, April Arnold. She spends a lot of time on tackles.
Absolutely.
Handoff goes to Zotomo, and it met by a fleet of, we'll call it a fleet. There was a lot of people there.
Yes.
You know, if they come from the carpool area.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, this team, this defense loves to hunt like lionesses. And if you know something about lionesses in the wild, they will, I mean, you've got 3, 4, or 5 lionesses taking you down.
Yeah. Well, there was about 3 or 4 of them right there that came in on the tackle.
Looks like we're taking a timeout.
Yeah, timeout by the Silver Stars. This will be their first charge timeout of the half.
This will be a perfect time for us to be able to go to commercial.
We believe that through sport, we have the power to change
A
lives.
female coaching me.
Is anybody watching female sports?
But female athletes are being left behind.
We have the power to make a new world for female athletes. So come together, fight for equality, and level the field to ensure that no matter the challenge ahead, she breaks barriers.
And we're back. And listen to that drum line. This is what you talked about.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear it at home. Unfortunately, I can't see them. I'm trying to peer over, but it's really awesome to have a drum line at our game. It really adds to that feeling of being at a game, at a football game.
You know, they don't even have them here at the high schools. You have the band will be playing, but not a drum line like that. So that's great.
Absolutely.
Fumble on the snap. It's recovered by the quarterback. Didn't get very far. And I believe Arnold was in on the tackle again. She spends an awful lot of time tackling the opposing players. I'm sure that they try and figure out a way of getting around her, but it's not easy between her and number 22. They spent a lot of time with tackles.
Absolutely. And, you know, as when I was playing, one of our slogans that we used to say was clean up on aisle 22, because it really would be a cleanup.
That's great. I love it.
And we've got Micah with the ball, just turning up. Some good blocks given.
Oh, and then she's laid out just over midfield by number 72, Precious Flowers. And once again, I think I've pointed this out all night long. Once again, they're starting in the Silver Stars real estate area on the 49-yard line. And we're about halfway through the second quarter right now. There's about 8 minutes left to go. This will be the Majestics' first play for this series. Remember, they had a interception last time, a turnover, so this is what they're trying to correct and change. Rachel's pass is just short. Pass was to number 9, Adrian Wilson. Unfortunately, she got a little bit too far, and Rachel wasn't able to get it to her. It looks like Kara Lord will be off, and Kiki Williams is going to run the play in. All right, we have a single setback. Kiki Williams. We have two wideouts to the left, one to the right.
Kiki still staying on her feet. Staying on her feet.
Remember, she's the one who I said just kept her legs moving, and that's exactly what she did. She was about ready to go down. She started to run east and west, changed her tune, ran north and south, which is exactly what you need to do. And she ended up picking up a total of about 4 hard-earned yards.
Absolutely.
That's what I love to see from a running back. They're not afraid to just keep those legs churning. Now coming in is Sarah Wolfer is going to be coming in. And off, actually, is Cody Fuller.
And we just want to say thank you again for joining us. If you guys are watching the stream, thank you. I see some familiar names here. I see Carocious is also a former Majestics player, is now watching. Hello, Carocious. Give you a shout out there.
Wow. Rachel. Rachel Woods pass downfield to a wide open Mackenzie Tolliver. Probably touched her fingertips, but unfortunately was just a little bit too far. Otherwise, she had an end zone, and there was nobody between her and the end zone.
We want to say hello to Cindy Magaroy. Go Majestics. Thank you for the shout out, Cindy. Got Seattle Majestics calling a timeout here. What are some things that you're seeing here in this in the second quarter?
Well, I like the fact that they are continually moving the ball. That is something that they probably struggled last week against the Bobcats in L.A., and they have not stopped. And they have, well, their defense actually is not necessarily a problem that they have to deal with as much. But their offense, they really struggle, and it was quite a challenge. And I like the fact that they have kind of woken up on their offensive. And they probably have well over 100.
Who's doing what? Who is shooting the gap? You know, are you calling the gap if you know that it's being shot? Things like this. How is your communication? And that's the biggest thing for the line to remember, communicate. When I was playing, we had code names. You know, my money would mean someone wouldn't pool. Netflix and chill would mean someone that would pool. You know, this is me. Sure. Even when you're on the line, you can just as much call out the person who you have to block and just block them.
And they're giving Rachel a lot of time.
They absolutely are, and that's what you want to do as an offensive line player. Make sure that your quarterback has plenty of time back there to do what they need to do.
Well, that last pass was intended for Wilson, and it was batted away by Tiny Nolly. And this is about the second or third bat away that I've seen from her. She's not really a big or a tall person, but she gets up there, and she manages to find a way to get in there by the receiver. And I think this is the third time that they have lost on downs to the Silver Stars. So they got to clean that stuff up, get to a point where they're not doing that. Mm-hmm. They are moving the ball. They didn't move it as well this time as the last couple of series. That handoff goes to number 27, Tone Zotomo. He seems to be the running back for today. That's the one they seem to be depending on. She's going to pick up a yard to the 46-yard line of the Silver Stars. They started off 1st and 10 after getting the ball turned over to them on downs. They started off at their own 45-yard line, 2nd and 9.
I don't know if you guys saw that on that last play. Kase is out there legitimately and literally moving everybody out of her way who does not have the ball. If you don't have the ball, I don't want to have anything to do with you.
That's
I'm
right.
looking for the person with the ball.
And if you've got the ball, you better watch out
Oh, you better
because
run.
she's coming after you.
You better run. Kase has got some wheels on her.
Yeah, she did get 7 tackles for no reason last week. She lines up at the defensive end on the left side right now. Well, we almost had a sack. Number 86, Anshanae Jones-Lee, came in and tackled her just as she was released. Well, we almost had a sack. And big number 74, Tank Hawkins Verdin, is in, and she is excited. And now lining up at the nose guard is Tukatau. So she's all over that defensive line wherever she needs to be.
She absolutely is, and she loves it. She actually played football at her high school, at Lincoln High School down in Tacoma. So this is her passion. Football is her life.
There you go.
And
Number 89, and that's caused, let me see, Nicole Filene, and that's probably gonna go down as a sack because it's intentional grounding will be the call.
Football is her life.
It's a spot foul, so it's from the 34-yard line. It'll go back to the 24 and a loss of down. So now all of a sudden,
You know, this is also another mentality changer. You know, as Las Vegas is out here, as our offense is on the field, you're kind of like, okay, you know, we're getting backed up here and backed up, and defense is constantly in our face anytime that ball is going. So there will probably be some adjustments made. Kick is away.
now that ball will be down by number 40, Chris Ocasio. She's actually the assistant head coach, and that'll be down at the 48-yard line of the Majestics. This will be just one of the rare times that they've actually gotten the ball starting in their own field of play. Most of the times it's actually been in the Las Vegas area. In fact, come to think of it, they've probably spent as much time in Las Vegas as Las Vegas has.
Definitely.
All right, Rachel Woods is set. We have a single setback. It's like Lord. She's going to get the ball, come on through. She's not going to get very much. She's tackled by number 88, Shawnee Phillips.
Yep, and there's
Back to the line of
couple
scrimmage.
Flags. We see flag.
It's like we have flags down on the
Yeah.
play. Flag here on the near side. And it may have been thrown. It may have been offsides. Not really sure.
Refs are talking about it now. Looks like we have another shout out coming from Nate for his nephew Caleb to keep the team going. You're definitely happy to have Jen Moss's family here, and we send our condolences to them for her loss. And Caleb is doing an awesome job on the sideline, and we are so happy that he was here to be an honorary captain for the coin toss. So thank you.
Well, it appears it's probably going to be against the Majestics because they're talking to the folks from the Silver Stars. We have a false start against the Majestics, so that's going to be a 5-yard penalty. It'll take them back to the 43-yard line of the Majestics. And then we have a personal foul against the Silver Stars. And that 15-yard penalty will actually negate that and give them a first down. So I'm not really sure what the penalty was for the personal foul. Not really sure exactly. The referee did not spell that out. We don't have his microphone on, unfortunately. But the good news is that the Majestics now have the ball at the Silver Stars 42-yard line.
Definitely, and I think those are, unfortunately some things that you're going to see as the teams get chippy and emotions run high, and you're in an aggressive sport.
Well, unfortunately for the Silver Stars, they have not been able to move the ball well at all, and I'm sure that they're just a little bit upset about that. Now, there's another almost the same kind of pass from Rachel Woods down to number 85, Mackenzie Tolliver, and it's just out of her reach again. I think sooner or later they're going to get that pass combination working, and it's going to result just like this one. That would have been 6 points. Rachel is a local person, isn't she? Is she the one that graduated from Mount Sinai High School? I believe I talked to her.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I have her mixed up with somebody else.
Rachel's been with the team for many, many years. Very seasoned vet, and just absolutely loves the game.
Well, the pass is complete to Tolliver, and she's brought down at about the 35-yard line. For her forward progress will take her down there, and that's going to be a pickup of about 7 yards down to the 35.
We just want to give, I want to give a quick shout out to our media staff today. Without our media staff, we wouldn't have our stream going. We wouldn't have these awesome microphones and headsets. So thank you to, we've got Joey up here being our producer for the day. He's like our stunt double. So thank you to Joey so much. We've got Crystal Brown down on the field. We've got Hunter as our sideline camera reporter. And, all of this just happens because we love this game.
Boy, Lord just blasted through the line and got down inside the 30, and forward progress will take her to the 29. And she's brought down there at the 24. That'll be enough for a first down. And one of the things that Crystal and Hunter were really concerned about at the beginning was all the rain, and we haven't had a drop of it since game time. So they're really happy right now.
You wouldn't even think that it had rain today unless you knew that this was the Seattle area.
No, this is Seattle area. You expect rain, but you also hope that there won't be. And it's been a rough day for rain today, and we actually have clear skies right now. Look at that. Now we're starting to get. Tolliver had a pass completion for 9 yards down to the 20-yard line. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 1. You expect rain, but you also hope that there won't be. And it's been a rough day for rain today, and we actually have clear skies right now. Look at that. Now we're starting to get. Tolliver had a pass completion.
He says, thank you for streaming.
Joey's pointing a lot of fingers at us and trying to get us to do the right things and say the right things. So he's doing a great job, and we love having him up here. There we go. Lord is running through and gets down to around the 11-yard line. But there is a penalty flag just towards the end of the play. And unfortunately, I suspect that's in the area that generally holding is called.
Yes, and I suspect that is going to be a holding call. Yeah.
And it is.
Yeah.
That's a spot foul from the 24, and that'll take it up to the 34-yard line. And that'll be about, that'll bring up a 2nd and about 15 yards, I think. It's too bad because they had just picked up another first down and actually inside the red zone. But that's okay. They've been moving the ball well enough. I like to see what they're doing. They're at the 29-yard line now. Second down and about where they were when they first started this set here. 2nd and 10 from the 29-yard line of the Silver Stars. With just about 2 minutes left to go in the half. And Rachel Woods just doesn't have a receiver to get to. And the sack is made by Shawnee Phillips and Tony Zotum. With just about 2 minutes left to go in the half. And Rachel Woods just doesn't have.
You kind of get in your head, and if you have a flag, the previous play, you want to make sure that you do well, but it's just one of those moments where you have to get out of your head. You have to be able to move right along to the next play.
Okay, it looks like we're going to stay with you. Scott, the old man, if you will, who is struggling with his back. He looks actually a little bit better than he was earlier. So I like the fact that he's moving along a little bit better.
I'm sure he's going to love that when he hears the stream.
That's
Old man
okay.
Scott hobbling around on the field.
That's right.
We love you, Scott. We do, but, you know, we have to give you a little
give him a hard
here and
time.
there. Of course,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
I mean, his home opener, and he's complaining about his back. Come on.
Do better, Scott.
That's right. Do better. So we have 1:57 left to go here in the first half. If you're just joining us, the Seattle Majestics have owned this first half. The Silver Stars are trailing the Majestics 13-0. Unfortunately, we missed one extra point, but we made the first one. So that's where we had a pick six to open up the scoring, and then a nice scoring drive starting from the 40, about a 60-yard scoring drive by the Majestics early in the second quarter to cap off the two scores that we have so far for the Majestics. Bad snap to Rachel Woods in the shotgun position, and she has to cover it at the 44-yard line. And that's going to be a loss of 4, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And that'll probably be a punt possibility. We'll just have to see what Scott wants to do here. He's got a good position here because they have been moving the ball well. They're only at the 44-yard line. He could opt to go ahead and go for it, even though he's got about 25 yards to go for the first down. If he makes up enough yardage down here, it'll be no different than maybe a good punt.
Definitely, and the clock is slowly ticking down here. We've got a shout-out coming from Lou, all the way from Reno to Kase.
Looks like we're going to have a timeout called by the Majestics.
You know, it'll be interesting to see kind of what goes on in the locker room. You know, being a former player, you get back in the locker room halftime, and it's just adjustments. What can we do? What can we change? How can we just absolutely execute for the rest of this game? And I know that's definitely something that Scott and all the coaches are going to be looking for, and the players as well. You know, you want to come out here and you've kind of got everything figured out from now. You know, the first half, you know what the defense is doing, you know how the offense is looking and special teams, and you really just want to be able to execute and kind of switch things up.
Well, Cindy Butts-Houghton has got to be pleased with her special teams so far. They've done pretty well. They are back in punt formation, so we'll just see how that works for them. Jackie McCall is back in punt formation for the Majestics. And it looks like the deep back, not sure who the deep back is, looks like it's number 4, Tiny Nolly.
Jackie just makes it look so easy and just so flawless and stress-free back there.
Yeah, she takes it. Tiny Nolly gets bounced out of bounds by number 23.
Hit.
I love it. By Casey
hit.
Cornice. She took it at about the 16-yard line and picked up about 3 yards before she was hammered out of bounds at the 19-yard line. 1st and 10.
So flawless and stress-free back there.
Yeah, she takes it. Tanya Nolly gets bounced out of bounds by number 23.
Hit.
I love it.
You can see the hand signals out there. Everyone communicating, silently communicating with each other on defense.
Nicole Dixon is under center for the Silver Stars. Bad snap, fumble on the ground, and Nicole Dixon will cover her own fumble. And right there on top of it is Tank Hawkins for Din and Chelsea Nill right there where they need to be.
Yep, absolutely.
In fact, the only one who wasn't there was Tuka Tao. Right. Where was she? Because usually, I think you even said earlier that she's where the ball is.
Mm-hmm. Everywhere, everywhere.
That's one of the problems that the Silver Stars have had to deal with so far. This is, I think, the second or third time that they've had a bad snap from the center to the quarterback.
Beautiful tackle by Jackie McCall.
That pass was complete to number 13, Dorina San Agustin Calea. And she only picks up so far. This is, I think, the second or third time that they've had a bad snap from the center to the quarterback. At the half, Seattle Majestics 13 and Las Vegas Silver Stars 0. We go to the locker room at halftime, 13-0, and that is our half.
I know we have a really awesome halftime show coming up, which I'm excited for. We have the drumline performing, so I will absolutely be watching that.
Now maybe we can see them because we've been hearing them all game.
Exactly. It's awesome to have them out here, so thank you so much for being a part of it. And if you're joining us on the live feed, thank you so much for being a fan and being a part. We really appreciate you. Like we said, after the game, we'll be at the Azteca in Kent. So if you want to come out and support these athletes, absolutely feel free to join us. If you want to meet them, if you're interested in playing football, if you're watching and you don't know what women's football is about, please absolutely come join us, get in touch with someone on the team, and we would love to be able to chat with you.
Yeah, because you especially want to be on the same team as Tucatel because otherwise.
So I think we're actually going to go down to the sideline, and Crystal Brown is going to do a quick interview with Scott. All right, unfortunately, we're having some technical difficulties, so we'll bring it back here. I can imagine the conversation will be, Coach Scott, how do you think everything is going? You know, we can do our role play. You be Scott, and I'll be Crystal. Coach Scott, how do you think everything is going on the field today?
Well, my back is killing me. No, I think probably one of the things that he's going to discuss with Crystal is the fact that he's really, really happy with the way that they are moving the ball. Yeah, they've had a few hiccups on passes and so forth, and a couple, but they've had some wide open receivers. That you can clean up. You start cleaning that stuff up, and those wide open receivers will start being available right where the ball is. And that's something that he's got to be really happy about.
Absolutely. And what are some adjustments that you'll be making, fake Coach Scott?
Well, if I was Scott, I think the adjustments that I would be making is to try and get those receivers to be in those other positions where the quarterback can get to them. Have Rachel throw that ball a little bit further down and not be so worried about whether or not she's going to hit the defensive safety or not. One of the things that I've noticed is the defensive corners and the safeties for the Silver Stars are not following Tulliver, and so that's going to be to their advantage if they can pick up on that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we're very excited to see what happens in the locker room. Fake Coach Scott, and thank you so much for your time.
See, we do that pretty well.
I feel like we
this.
do, right? I usually like to call things like that a plot twist. It's a little bit of a game changer. You got to stay on your feet, but we're live, and sometimes that happens.
Now they may not know what Crystal sounds like, but I'm sure they know that I don't sound like Scott at all.
All right, and I'm seeing that you guys are getting an awesome aerial shot of the crowd here from our drone, which is super cool. Oh, there's a drum line. There you go.
Maybe they could turn that and show the beautiful sunshine just briefly for a moment.
It's gorgeous, absolutely. And it's still beautiful 50 degrees. We haven't had any rain basically since kickoff, so I know the team is definitely happy about that. I remember those rainy games, and I was not a fan, Jay.
Yeah, when I played football in high school, we didn't have turf. So when you had rain, you had mud.
Yes.
And this is a lot different. You got a turf field that probably it's a little wet, obviously, and they don't have to worry about that. They've got the cleats for it. So, but the one thing that they don't have to worry about is mud and grass and all that stuff. And the balls have been easier to handle. They haven't had to worry about having to keep those balls dry, and so I think that's been a big advantage for them, for both teams.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's definitely something that helps, and also from an injury standpoint too, to be able to have turf and not be in the mud. You have you're saving your knees, you're saving your ankles, things like that. So that's definitely important.
And that's something else we have not seen tonight, which is really a blessing, not only for the Silver Stars but the Majestics. We haven't seen injuries. And that they had two major injuries last week, a broken femur and a broken hand. And that's something that we haven't had to worry about or deal with tonight. And I really like that because now we've got players that can continually come on out. You've got players coming on and off the field. And not having to worry about injuries right now has been a big blessing for Scott as well.
Yes, absolutely. And, as a player, that's something that you always keep in the back of your mind. And you want to make sure that your teammates stay healthy. Your sisters stay healthy when you're out there playing. And you're legitimately going out to war with the rest of your team. So health is a huge, huge thing. And like I said, these players have jobs. They don't get to have the luxury of taking the rest of the week off to recover and all of that. So
hey, we can wave at the drone. It's actually sitting there looking at us in the booth. I wonder if maybe that person could wipe off the windows too.
I know, right? While you're at it. Our windows are nice and dry now, which is great.
That's cool because when I'm trying to fly a drone, I can't make it work. It crashes all the time. So somewhere along the line, they're making things work with that drone.
Absolutely, and it's really cool to see just the technology that we have, everyone coming together, and everyone here is doing this because they love the sport and they love the team, and everyone's on a volunteer basis, from the photographers, the media staff, the coaching staff, the additional staff, all the players. This is really how a football community comes together to be able to create something as amazing as this.
Yeah, the folks that have joined us for tonight's game, the spectators, they have really been able to watch a great football game so far tonight. And the folks that were preparing things, the staff and the media and everything that you were talking about, those folks were here at about 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Yep.
Well, 3 or 4 hours or so before the game. So this is a passion that people have. This is something that these ladies put a lot of time and effort in. They were working when I first started with this group. They were working on Saturdays and Wednesdays. And then last week they had a game, and I've been with them for the last few Wednesdays. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done behind the scenes.
Oh, absolutely. To be able to get this started, to get this going. I mean, we have young volunteers. We have people's kids that volunteers to be, bring us water on the field, to ticketing, to everything. So a huge thank you goes out to everyone who is a part of this from the beginning to all the way to the end of the season. Without you, we wouldn't be able to do this. So we're actually going to go to a commercial right now. So we hope you guys enjoy.
We'll be back.
Looking for the ball that he knows is coming.
People, we're out here, heart and soul.
But you can't see us.
If girls don't see women in sport, they won't stay in sport. They won't learn that
We can call the shots. We are stronger together.
The world is ours for the taking.
she belongs on the track, the field, the ice, and on the court.
give her visibility so she sees how unstoppable she is, and she'll break barriers.
Uh-oh, where are the girls? Uh-oh, where are the girls? Uh-oh, where are the girls?
The icon of the game. The icon of competition. The icon of athleticism. The icon of fandom. The icon of the future. The future of football is now.
Some of the most influential and passionate people in all of football have come together to grab the wheel and drive the sport to the highest possible levels. In the past, the expectation and standards of this game we love have been minimal. Limited funding, limited planning, and limited execution. Well, no more. This is our game, and we are holding it to a level of excellence, to a standard that we can all be proud of. For our fans, for our daughters, for our sisters, for our mothers, for our brothers. Welcome to the new standard of women's tackle football. WNFC, it's our time.
Ladies first, here we go.
Dell is leading the way to a new era of head protection by changing the DNA of traditional protective materials. By partnering with digital manufacturing company Carbon to develop, manufacture, and deliver next-gen innovative head protection, Riddell becomes one of the world's first companies to utilize digital manufacturing and production at mass scale. Leveraging the proprietary Carbon Digital Light Synthesis technology, advanced software design tools, and innovative materials, Riddell football helmets will feature diamond technology, digitally designed, 3D printed, high-performance, impact-absorbent, and tunable lattice components, cutting-edge innovation that underscores a commitment to player protection. Diamond technology offers Riddell's design engineers new freedom to innovate and imagine the possibilities that exist when design, manufacturing, and engineering are fused into one. Riddell again stands on its foundation of providing the highest levels of athlete protection and stands to mine football's next jewel.
We believe that through sport, we have the power to change lives.
A female coaching me.
Is anybody watching female sports?
But female athletes are being left behind.
We have the power to make a new world for female athletes. So come together, fight for equality, and level the field to ensure that no matter the challenge ahead, she breaks barriers.
So we just want to take you live to the field right now, and as you see, we have a tribute set up for Jennifer Moss, and once again, we're deeply saddened by her loss, and our condolences go out to her family. And, you know, this is a sisterhood. These are athletes that you create friendships with and you become family with, and we're terribly saddened by her loss, so our condolences go out to her friends and family.
So is that Crystal that's going to be down there? Is that what we're looking at?
We got the team back out on the field. We still have about
It's like the Silver Stars are coming up.
close to 2.5 minutes left to halftime, so I'm sure there were tons of adjustments that were made.
Yeah, the referees are back in. We're pretty much ready to go. what I'd like to see, I guess we'll find out soon enough what Scott has planned for the second half. He's got to be pleased with what he has seen so far. And I don't know, Kerry Walters, the head coach for the Silver Stars, probably is on the other end of the spectrum and will not be as pleased. They have some adjustments to make, not only on defense. They had a lot of wide receivers get past their defensive secondary that were wide open, and but for a bad pass or two, it could be a lot worse.
Absolutely, and you know, I think that's the difficult thing that you kind of run into when you are a coach and also a player as well. You're out there on the field and you're able to see all the things that you need to change, but since you're playing, it's also somewhat difficult to be able to get that communication to everyone.
Yeah, she's on the offensive part of the spectrum, and she's only seeing that side. She is probably able to see some stuff from the defensive side when she's on the sideline, and I'm sure she's trying to make as many adjustments as she can. But that is a challenge when you're the head coach and your player. Whether she was not their quarterback in the second quarter, that may have been one of the adjustments she felt she needed to make, was to step back a little bit and allow for, I think it was number 22, Nicole Dixon, who has stepped in and was taking over the reins as calling signals for the Silver Stars most of the rest of the way after that. In fact, I think she actually threw that pick six.
And if you're just joining us, thank you for joining us on our stream. We're excited to be here. I'm Edwina Brown. I'm here with Jay Neff, who's doing play-by-play, and I'm bringing color commentary. And still a beautiful night, 48 degrees, so a couple degrees cooler, but the sun is still out, and we're about to begin the second half of this game.
And our crew on the sideline is a lot happier than they were at the beginning. I just know Krista was up here in the booth, and she said, you know, it's cold and wet out there. We didn't really notice it in here. But but we tried to be as soft and as lovable as we could, because we knew that that's one of those jobs that you have out there in the rain and the cold. That's not fun. But you know, hats off to them. They've got the good weather now, but for a little bit of technical difficulties, and we'll get down to them sooner enough. So now the teams are taking the field. As you remember, the Silver Stars won the toss and elected to defer. So the Majestics, who had taken the opening kickoff, they will now kick off to the Silver Stars to open up the second half of tonight's game. Once again, as a reminder, the Majestics are leading with a pick six and a rushing touchdown. They are leading 13-0 as we start the second half.
And that's definitely where the Majestics want to be. You know, given last week's game, you want to get points up on the board. You want to be able to assert your dominance in this game, and that's something that I know coaches are looking for in these players as well. They want to be seen and they want to be heard in this league.
That's right. Jackie McCall is going to start off. She will kick off for the Majestics to open up the second half. We are ready to go. Ball is taken at the 31-yard line and immediately dropped by number 8, Sylvie Becky.
And Sylvie is actually one of our international players, which is awesome to have her here in Seattle for this season. I know the team is super excited about that.
Where is she from, or is that what you're double-checking on?
That's what I'm double-checking on.
There you go. Well, the receiver of the opening kickoff was Daju Smith. She didn't get very far. She got up to about the 40-yard line, just enough until she was met by number 8, Sylvia Becky.
And Sylvie's actually from Paris.
That's the one I was talking to then. Yep.
So she left her business consulting job, sold her house to play football full-time, and push women's football to be pro, which is amazing.
Yeah, good for her.
We got someone on the run.
Yeah, number 34, Sonia Triana, one of the Triana sisters, takes the ball about a yard. She must have run about 15 yards to get that 1 yard, and she was met by number 99, Verdry. Yeah, they'll spot the ball at the 41-yard line, a pickup of a yard. 2nd and 9 now for the Silver Stars. And unfortunately, we now have an injury from the Silver Stars. She was just getting into a huddle and all of a sudden dropped down, and she's laying down in the field now. I don't know whether she's cramped up or what, but we'll find out momentarily.
Absolutely. We have our athletic trainer from the Majestics side over there, so we're hoping that everything is okay. Injuries are definitely not something that we want to see at all in this game.
No, it's one of the things that I've seen an awful lot of when you get kids that are not, and I say kids, but in this case it could be her as well. When people don't stay hydrated enough, they can be cramped up, and that may be the situation here. Not really sure.
Absolutely.
That actually is the running back, Sonia Triana. I don't know if it was as a result of that tackle or if she was having some struggles there. But she's off the field now. She'll have to sit out at least one play.
And it looks like she was able to get up on her own and walk off the field, so
That's
we definitely want to
encouraging.
applaud that. Yep,
Yep.
absolutely encouraging. Good to see.
And it is now at the 41-yard line, 2nd and 9. And we're now running the clock again. 14 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
And it looks like we got a quick shout out from Oscar who says hello. Hello, Oscar.
I
See
love
you
it.
on the stream. Thanks for watching. Ooh. Stonewalled.
Oh, I like it. Handoff goes to number 15, Maha Hawass. And she doesn't get very far. She picks up maybe 1 or 2 yards of hard-earned stuff, and she's met actually first one by Verdry, who just was in on the tackle on the play before. So 2-yard gain for just leaning over a little bit, and that's about all she's going to get. So we have a 3rd and 7 at the 43-yard line for the Silver Stars. And if they're going to make anything happen in this second half, they've got to move the ball, and that's something that they have not been able to do.
We've got our players here on the sideline hyping up the home field, getting everyone just hyped in this game, which we'd love to have our fans be part of this.
Well, how about that? Quarterback Nicole Dixon drops back to pass. She rolls out, and it's batted away by number 86, Anjanae Jones-Lee. That'll fall as an incomplete pass. 4th down at their own 43-yard line, and they're back in punt formation. Number 88 for the Silver Stars, Shawnee Phillips, is back in punt formation to kick off. And the deep backs are number 2. And I think number 87, that would be Christina Bell Robinson and Hiro Hira. And Bell Robinson gets maybe a couple yards on the play, but there is a penalty flag thrown at about the point where the ball was caught, right about the 36-yard line.
Interested to see what this flag will be for sure.
Well, the referee seems to know exactly what it is right away. It's going to be a block in the back against the Majestics. So that ball is going to go back to about the 26-yard line.
Those are just those small errors that, you've got to clean up. You've got to fix. Those are it's fundamental football at that point in time,
Interesting, they went to the locker room to clean up stuff, and unfortunately the first thing out of the box is a block in the back, and that's something you got to be careful of. That will ruin a drive, and now that sets them back into even deeper in real estate than they had to deal with before. So they're going to start back on their own 24-yard line, 1st and 10. But they moved the ball well in the first half. We'll see how they do and how they respond.
Yep, absolutely.
Pass is complete to April Arnold, and she's going to get a couple yards up to the 26-yard line.
And nicely done, nice footwork. Actually just let a defender pretty much run herself completely out of that play.
Yeah, that defender actually had her she had her just about stopped right there at the point of where she caught it, which was 2 yards further back, but she managed to get loose from that and picked up a couple of yards, and now we have a 2nd and 8 instead of a 2nd and 10 or 11.
Kara Lord with the ball again.
Oh, I like this. They're giving the ball again to Kara Lord, and she's going to get up to the 34-yard line. And there you go. That's exactly what you need to start off the second half, is to run first downs, and they pick up their first down of the series.
Yeah, and unfortunately it looks like we have another injury on the Las Vegas side on the field, so we're going to have our trainer see what's going on with that. And I don't know if you guys can see it at home, but anytime there's an injury on the field, all the players take a knee just in a sign of respect and solidarity.
Yeah, I'm not quite seeing exactly who the injured player is right now. But right now everybody's just kind of hanging loose, waiting to make sure that she's okay.
Looks like it's number 15.
Yep, number 15, and that'll be, I think it's Maha Hawass. She's been busy tonight, and she'll have to sit out one play. She looks like she's a little slow getting to the sideline, so hopefully she can get back in and play some more.
And it looks like we have a shout-out to Adrian Wilson, Sid Vicious, Holt, Ashley McCrae, and Raina Lorraine from Jacinda. So thank you so much for being a part of the stream, and we appreciate the shout-outs from everyone.
That's awesome. We'd love to see it. Love to hear it. All right. Now the clock is back to running. We've got 11 and a half minutes left to go in the third. It is still 13-0 Majestics, as we're just getting started here with the second half. This is the first series for the Majestics. Rachel Woods hands off to Kiki Williams, and she's going to pick up a yard. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 9 at the 35-yard line. Gabby Knops is in. She brings the play in. She's the one who actually scored the second touchdown, the rushing touchdown for the Majestics in the second quarter. And she's our British contention. Every time in practice I have watched her, she just runs north and south. I love it. And she just did that, picked up about 3 or 4 yards, actually 4 yards up to the 39-yard line. And that's good. That sets them up for a 3rd and 5 situation here. This is where they need to pick up another first down and not give the ball back.
Absolutely. And this is, where you want to continuously keep going. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from the line, to be able to hold their blocks and to block well with, as I always said, violence and purpose, as I was taught by our coaches, and to really be dominant out there on that line.
Pass was intended for number 4, Cody Fuller. And there's just way too much traffic around her, and the ball will fall incomplete. So 4th and 5 from the 39-yard line. And it looks like the Majestics are going to punt. Number 19, Jackie McCall, is back in punt formation for the Majestics. And it looks like number 4, Tiny Nolly, is back, deep back, to receive the punt. Nice little punt, keeping it away from Tiny Nolly. And this one's going to take a Majestics roll, and it'll go out of bounds at the 22-yard line. "44-yard punt, not too shabby. That's what we like to see. And so the Silver Stars, where they had them stopped, especially after that penalty, and they thought they were going to get some really good field position. Unfortunately for the Silver Stars, that ball took a nice roll, and it's down at the 22, where the Silver Stars will start off 1st and 10.
see a lot of communication with the defense out there, a lot of talking.
It's like Carrie Walters is back in behind center, and she'll throw a pass over to the former quarterback, Nicole Dixon, and that ball falls incomplete. And that's something that they probably tried to discuss during the half, and that's something they needed to clean up, and they were unable to do it in that particular play.
Got 9 minutes left, 9:27 left in this third quarter. Sun is starting to set, so now it's a different dynamic. Yeah, temperature's going to drop, and if you're not dry from the monsoon earlier, you'll be feeling it.
Handoff goes to number 27, Tony Zotomo, but she is met right away by Danny DeGroot. And once she starts moving you over a little bit, you're going to meet up with somebody I believe they call Tuka Tau, and she's a little stingy when it comes to real estate.
Yes, yes. They don't say Isle up on Clean 22 for no reason.
That's right.
We've got our sideline players hyping everybody up and trying to get the crowd into it and just really being loud on defense, what we love to do.
So you got three-man rush, three-woman rush, if you will. And we may even have, it looks like we've got a blitz going, and that person just rolls off and makes the tackle right away. Ball will be spotted now just up by the 28-yard line. Gain of about 2 or maybe 3 yards. And that's going to bring up a fourth down.
Looks like we have
an injured player again, unfortunately. This will be the third injured player for Las Vegas. Now they're going to help her up. She's been holding her left knee, so I don't know if it's a cramp or whatever, but we're hoping that she can come back in.
Absolutely. We hate seeing injuries, and we always want to wish everyone a speedy recovery.
And that gal's actually been a workhorse for the Silver Stars today. She has taken passes. She's been the quarterback. Nicole Dixon is now going off the field, so we hope that she can come back in and play some more.
You know, I think the thing that you really see with all female football players is if you have one of your teammates go down, it just makes you play even harder. You know, you want to continue on for your teammate and really show that you're family and that you want to go.
Well, that didn't go too well. I think that was a false start probably against the Silver Stars.
And I'm sure you guys can see it on your screen.
Oh, I guess not. That was off. That was offsides. That was encroachment by the defense, by the Majestics. And that gives them a first down. And that's something you got to clean up. You got to make sure you don't just hand them first downs.
Exactly.
Whether it's the Silver Stars or the Bobcats or whoever it is that you're playing, you don't want to give them free yardage.
Mm-hmm. And you saw number 21, Holly Custis, who's been playing for many, many, many years, you know, pretending to shoot the gap, not just really trying to draw that false start, and sometimes it just doesn't go in your way.
Fumble on the snap. This is the third or fourth time that they have fumbled on the exchange. And she'll recover her own fumble, but that's something that they've got to clean up as well, as that's been a thorn in their side all night long. Third or fourth snap that they haven't lost a fumble. But sooner or later, that's going to happen.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's what the defense is banking on. I know I would be.
And watch out for number 22, because as soon as she starts getting the taste and smell of that ball, she's going to be all over it.
Absolutely.
we have a third, it looks like a 3rd and 13 after that fumble recovery. Pass was intended for number 88, Shawnee Phillips, but it'll just short hop into her arms, and it's ruled incomplete.
We've got the crowd starting to be hyped up, and you know this is where defense wants to be. And
so 3rd down at the 31-yard line. They've got to get 12 yards out of this next play, or they're going to probably have to punt it back again.
beautiful, beautiful tackle and stop by Nikki Feline. And looks like there's a flag down on the play.
Yeah, the pitch out actually, it wasn't a bad pitch out at all, but she was right there all over it. And we have a penalty flag down on the play. And that's typically a holding. The ball is, or the flag is marked at the 23-yard line. And it's going to go against the Silver Stars. Dead ball foul. This is probably going to be a personal foul against the Silver Stars.
They are really backed up now. This is definitely not where you want your offense to be with Seattle's defense.
Yeah, they're back at the 13-yard line. A big shout out to the drone that is now about to land inside of our, sounds like a swarm of bees.
It actually does. Don't be alarmed, people. It's not a swarm of bees. It's just a giant drone.
Nice punt, and it will fall at about the 33-yard line. It's down by the Silver Stars. It's like about a 20-yard punt. And so the Majestics get great field position now. And this is kind of a gift at the 33-yard line, 1st and 10 for Seattle. We have just under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. And we're looking at a nice sunset, Edwina.
We definitely are. Oh, yeah, look at that. We got a plane taking off in the background. How so Seattle/Kent.
And when we first started tonight, we weren't even thinking sunsets tonight.
No, there wasn't a chance to see a sunset with all the rain.
In fact, we were looking forward to probably a sea of umbrellas all over the place. And we haven't had a drop since.
It's a beautiful night for a game, that is for sure. And if you're just joining us, thank you so much. We want to give a shout out to everyone on the live stream. Wood's getting tons of time.
And the pass is complete to number 85, Mackenzie Tolliver. And she's out of bounds, finally. Pushed out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. It's going to be a 19-yard pass completion from Woods to Tolliver. And that'll be first down at the 12. And now we're in the red zone already.
Look at that.
This would be a great boost for them to score here, especially having been in the red zone. They've been in the red zone, I think, twice now? And once they scored, once they stalled, and now this would be a great opportunity to get not only through the red zone, but into the end zone.
Exactly, and that's what's going through every player's mind out there right now.
Oh, that pass is complete down near the goal line, but that's going to be a first down, 1st and goal. Catch is made by Adrian Wilson, and that'll be just short of the goal line. Great catch by Adrian Wilson. And this is something, if you're the Silver Stars, you don't want to see, because if they score here, they're going to be 3 scores, and they have not been able to move the ball against Seattle, and then to have a mountain in front of you after 3 scores. Gabby Knops is in the backfield. It's like Rachel Woods she trips and falls into the end zone, but she makes it.
That is a
touchdown, Majestics.
Nicely done, Seattle Majestics.
It looks like a bad snap that came in. I don't know if the play was actually designed for Gabby, but I think Gabby just decided, you know what, you might as well pick it up and run it because it's easier for you. And Rachel got down to about the 1 yard line and all of a sudden got tripped by something and fell into the end zone anyway. So here's number 29, Sarah Wolfer, that's going to attempt the extra point. And look at that, bad snap, and she got that kick up and through the uprights and good. So with 4.5 minutes left to go, Seattle is 20-0.
Now this is another one of those moments. I'm sure you guys can see it on the stream, but players are high-fiving, congratulating each other. The drum line is going, the crowd is in it, and it's one of those other moments where the momentum is just absolutely changed.
Remember, this is a group that just barely was able to score 1 touchdown last week, and now here they are. They just finished scoring their third, and they scored it right in from the red zone, which was a big boost. That's what you want to see.
Absolutely.
And the drum line's going. I love it.
The drum line is great. It was so awesome to have them out here. I hope they'll come back again.
Oh, I'd love to see it.
Right?
I think. And by the way, speaking of coming again, we have the LA Bobcats, which we lost to last week. Boy, it'd be nice to treat them to some hospitality here in Kent. But we have them coming here on the 27th, followed by the San Diego Surge coming in here on the 4th.
Those are some awesome games. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
It's like Danny DeGroot is going to kick off. Oh. It's kind of a pooch kick down to the 41, 42-yard line of the Silver Stars, and it's caught, fumbled, and then recovered.
It looks like that was actually Sydney Holt who was going to take that.
Was it? You're right. You know, I think part of the problem is Danny DeGroot has had number 1 on her jersey all week in practice, and that's what I probably realized. There's Danny. She's coming out with number 3. Okay, that makes more sense. So, Sydney, awesome kick. Thanks for me not recognizing you. And that changes all of their attitudes down there.
Mm-hmm.
Now suddenly they've got some life breathed into them, and they're just feeling really, really good right now. And that's a good thing. Fumble on the play, and the FAR official has ruled it down. It was actually a handoff to number 27, Tony Zutamo. She was initially stopped near the line of scrimmage, but managed to sneak through, and then just as she was falling to the ground, she fumbled it, but it was ruled down at that point. Probably her knee was down first, and the ball is dead center on midfield. So we have a 2nd and 2 after an 8-yard pickup by number 27, Tony Zutamo. Pass is intended for Maha Hawass. So we have 3rd and 2. And I think if you're down by 3 scores with 3 minutes left to go in the third, if they don't make the first down here, they're going to have to seriously consider going for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there was a little slight miscommunication on that. It looked like the quarterback was actually looking for someone to pitch the ball to.
But whatever it was, it worked. The pitch out actually went to Zotomo, and she picks up about 4 yards. That's enough for a first down for the Silver Stars. All right, 1st and 10 for the Silver Stars. Harry Walters pitches to number 27, Zotomo, and she runs herself out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. Gain of 8, and we're back to the 2nd and 2 area. We're inside the 40. And we're also inside 2.5 minutes left to go in the third. This is actually the Silver Stars, one of their better drives so far today.
Yeah. And you have to wonder what happened in their locker room during halftime, all the adjustments that they made. And, you know, like you said earlier, they didn't travel with very many people up here. So to be able to really get everyone where they need to be and make all those adjustments.
And once again, a bad snap. Yep. And that's something that they really need to keep clean. Zotomo takes the ball and is tackled by number 19, Jackie McCall. And a yard. And I think this is 4th down territories here from here on. They just want to get down to the red zone. That's someplace that they have not been today.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you have to wonder what's going through your head right now. You know, how are you feeling out there on offense when continuously met up with this defense? What are you changing? How can you change your changes? What can you do differently?
Well, one of the things that I am seeing is that they are not getting good snaps between the center and the quarterback.
And just met by Holly
Carrie
Custis
Waters.
Immediately.
That's right. Carrie Waters on a quarterback sneak managed to pick up the first down to the 35-yard line. Gain of a couple yards on that. Picked up by, number 16, I think it is, April Arnold, and a few others. And if it's not Tukatau, it's Arnold.
And if it's not Arnold, it's Custis.
That's right.
It's a whole swarm of Majestics.
That's right. There's a lot of them going around there. This is probably one of the longest time periods that the Majestics defensively have been out on the field.
Right through the hands, right through the hands.
And that pass is almost picked off by number 8, Sylvia Becky. She went down for it and unfortunately was unable to come up with it. And so that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Silver Stars. 21 seconds left to go in the third. So this may very well be the last play of the third quarter. Great move by Zotomo, and she manages to sneak down to the 31-yard line, gain of about 4. That's going to bring up a 4th and 6. It looks like they're going to let the clock run out. And with 2-1, that's it. And that will bring to a close the third quarter of tonight's ball game. And so, after 3, it is Seattle 20, Silver Stars 0.
And as you can see, Scott is he's actually looking better. He's not limping as much, still a little crouched over, but you see him clapping up his team, you know, and that's the thing that you want to see as a player. You want to see that your coach sees all the good that you're doing and is hyping you up and is your biggest fan. So I'm sure he's definitely happy what he sees out there right now.
Yeah, he's still hunched over by like an 80-year-old man, as he described it. I'm just going to say it, it's him that described it, not me. So, yeah, he's still struggling with his. But I'll tell you what, though, this is making the pain not feel so bad.
So we're going to go to a quick commercial, and then we will return for the last quarter of this game.
Ladies first, here we go.
All right, we are back, and we are getting ready to start the fourth and final quarter. It is 3rd and 6 now on the Majestics 31-yard line. Fresh 15 minutes to go, and that's it. That's all we have left to go in the ball game.
Definitely excited to see what's going to come up this, and I, Jay, personally am super hungry, so hopefully we'll see you guys out of Azteca after the game.
There we go, number 99, Siobhan Verdry and Chelsea Nill in on the tackle. And really no gain, maybe a yard loss on the play back at the 32-yard line. So it's 4th down. And I would imagine, I think we talked about this earlier, I would imagine that they're going to have to just go for it because they're down by 3 scores.
Yeah.
Really, you don't have much to lose. If you gain a few yards, you don't make the first down, even if they can get down inside the 30, you're pitting the Majestics back to the 30. They still have to go 70 yards down for a score. So, I mean, you know, it's really not a bad call to go ahead and go for it.
Absolutely.
And here's the drum line getting ready to will their cheering squad. All right, 4th and 7 from the 32-yard line for the Silver Stars. You have a single setback in the backfield.
See Kase up there just pushing everybody out of the way.
Great
Holly ready
hit
with just anyone who gets near that ball.
for the Silver Stars. You have a single setback in the backfield.
See Kase up there just pushing everybody out of the way.
Great
Holly ready
hit.
with slightly scarred, but
That's right. All right, and on that play, because it being 4th down, the Majestics will take over on downs at their own 32-yard line with just about 14 minutes left to go in this ball game. And the score, if you are just now joining us, we had pick 6 earlier in the game with the extra point, which was good because that was something that they really struggled last week. Then we had a rushing touchdown from the red zone. That was good. And that they missed the extra point there, but that's okay. They got 13 points on the board, and then we just had a red zone touchdown by Rachel Woods, the quarterback, on a bad snap. So it's 20-0 right here in the 4th quarter. And there goes one of my favorite running backs,
just
Gabby.
bulldozing through.
She does. She bulldozes right on through. She gets up to about the 38-yard line, gain of 6. And she covers that ball well. Boy, I tell you, no one's going to get that ball out of her hands.
Oh, no,
She does not let that thing go.
And she's definitely a powerhouse when you watch her run. You know, I feel like if you're not prepared for the strength that's coming behind her, you will actually be taken out, and she'll just keep running.
Oh, yeah, she just runs through. She keeps her legs churning. And really, the referee has to kind of show her his stripes before she can give the ball up. She doesn't give the ball up very easily. All right, we have a single back in the backfield. We have 2 wideouts to the right and a lone slot receiver on the left. Gabby did not like the hole she was heading for, and now she is still churning. She's going to pick up enough yardage to get beyond the sticks and get up over the 45 to the 46-yard line. And she's going to pick up about 8 yards.
Just going and going. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to Shannon Lord, also a former Majestics player who I see is watching on the thread.
Okay, here comes Gabby off. She's I think it's Kiki Williams that's brought the play in. And so Gabby is getting pats on the back. Boy, she's done really well the last couple of downs.
Absolutely.
Handoff goes to Kiki Williams and brought down from behind, just short of the 45-yard line. And Kiki Williams is hurt. She's laying down after that tackle from behind.
That's definitely not something that we like to see at all.
No, she looked kind of funny when she was going down. I don't know if it was a knee issue or what. This is actually the first injury for one of the Majestics. There's been about 3 or 4 of the ladies from the Silver Stars that have had problems, but this is our first one for the Majestics.
Yeah, it's definitely, we're hoping that Kiki will be okay. She is a phenomenal athlete, and she brings so much talent and athleticism to this team, so we'll keep her in our thoughts.
That swarm of bees you're hearing is actually the drone outside of our window. She's not moving much, and that's not a very good sign, but we are definitely hopeful that she will get back up here soon, hopefully under her own power.
And looks like she's sitting up. So we have our team clapping her up. And
that's all right. She is up and about. She did do something to her knee of some sort. She is walking off the field with a little bit of assistance. So she'll be looked at by the trainer when she gets over on the other side. She does seem to be walking a little bit better as she gets closer to the sideline. And it seems to be her right knee. It looks like Gabby's back into the game. So loss of a yard on that play. It is now 2nd and 11 from the 45-yard line of the Majestics. Pass from Rachel Woods is complete to number 85. That's one of our favorite receivers, Mackenzie Tolliver.
Absolutely.
That's about a 10-yard pickup just inside the 45-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and less than a yard. And that's what you need. I think we've talked about this before. If you can pick up those first or second big gains, then your 3rd down isn't as hard and as very difficult to pick up.
Exactly. Just keep chipping away at it.
Gabby will get down inside the 45, close to the 40. Will pick up just about 5 yards and another first down for the Majestics. So with about 10 minutes left to go in the ball game, that's part of the problem with the Silver Stars right now is unless they call a timeout, they're not able to stop this clock because they keep running the ball right towards them.
Exactly. It's like Woods is going to keep the ball. Still chopping her feet.
Sonia Triano with the stop at the line of scrimmage.
Just want to give another quick shout out to our sponsors, Adidas. Our uniforms look amazing. They are crisp. They are beautiful. And I know the players are super excited to be rocking some awesome Adidas wear. Rydell, always a huge fan of our team and of the sport as well. And all of our fans and all of you, thank you so much for being a part of this and joining us on our live stream. Wiz got a little pressure. See if she can get rid of that ball.
She does manages to get rid of the ball. The intended receiver appears to have been, was that Arnold? Yeah, that was Arnold. It was the intended receiver. And the good news was she did not get sacked. She was almost sacked. I want to give a shout out to some of that offensive line that's been really helping out. You got number 57, Tilly. You got 64, Bridget Raftery, Ebony Haney, number 68. Number 70, Megan Lenore. So those folks have really made a difference tonight, not only in opening up holes for the running backs, but also protecting Rachel.
Looks like we're going to take a quick timeout. So we're actually going to stay with you. We're not going to go to commercial. So this is really interesting to see. You know, we've got 8 minutes, 59 seconds left, 46 degrees now. Sun has definitely gone down. So
yeah, I think the important thing right now is that for the Majestics, keep running the ball. That's what they've been doing well all night long. They've been passing well, but really their running game has really stepped up from where it was last week.
Absolutely.
The Silver Stars don't seem to have an answer for it, no matter whether it's a pass or a running play. They don't really seem, they have not been able to stop it.
Yeah. And, you know, the Stars will go back to Vegas, and they'll definitely work on what they need to fix and, you know, how they can definitely do better and just make some adjustments, you know, when these teams meet again, and to be able to look at film and see what went well and what didn't go well.
And there goes our drum line again. All right, we're ready to go from the timeout.
Oh, we have a tip drill. Number 27 is
Zotomo with the pick, and she's going to take it up to about, it looks like it's going to go out of bounds at about the 46-yard line.
We got two
There is a penalty flag down here at the 32.
And also on the sideline over there, so we'll see what those are about.
One of them may be a holding, and the other one may be a block in the back. It's hard to really say. We'll have to see. Either way, I believe they occurred after the pick, so that may be Silver Star ball. Just depends on where it's going to be. Yeah, unfortunately for Rachel, she passed, and then the receiver, unfortunately, could not hold on to it, bounced up in the air. And then number 27, Tony Zotomo, was just right there where she needed to be, and picked off the ball at about the 27-yard line and brought it back up eventually to the 40, looks like the 47. We're waiting for the signal by the referee right now. We have an illegal block in the back, probably after the interception against the Majestics. And that's probably the one that took place at the 32. Or correction, not that against the Majestics, it would be against the Silver Stars. So that's second. And then a dead ball, personal foul against the Majestics.
I definitely think that was just, unfortunately for a late hit, you know, something that I know the Majestics never want to do. You got speed working against you, you're running out of bounds, your body is already in motion with that inertia. Making that tackle when you want to stop, and sometimes you just can't stop yourself, unfortunately.
Yeah, you just got to remember as soon as that player is out of bounds or even just close enough to it, and that's where they're heading. You got to be careful because they will call that because that's where players are injured.
Yep.
All right, so after the 2 penalties, we're at the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Silver Stars. And number 99, Siobhan Verdry with the tackle. 2nd down at the 36-yard line. Looks like a loss of a yard after that.
Along with the assist with Holly Custis, who was also all over the field. I love watching her play.
Ball carrier was Cherry Converse. And now she's actually off. So we have an I formation in the backfield for the Silver Stars. Handoff went to number 23, Mary McDaniel, but she's met immediately by Anjanae Jones-Lee and about 2 or 3 others that came in to help her. They couldn't exactly get her tackled, but they got her stopped enough to put the ball back at the 31-yard line. That'll be a loss of about 6 altogether, and that's not the way you want to go if you're the Silver Stars right now with about 7 minutes left to go in the ball game. And this is something that they have struggled all night long. They cannot get motion. In fact, they did get one drive going, and they just couldn't finish it. They ran out of downs. Pass is complete to Zotomo.
Met by Holly Custis once again, who, like I said earlier, is just all over the place. Her awareness for this game and her knowledge for her position is absolutely profound. To watch her, and obviously she loves the game so much. And we do have a flag down, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be against the Majestics. Yeah, this is a big one. This 15-yarder, that's going to be a personal foul.
Yeah, I believe this was a face mask.
Well, I didn't see the call by the official, but it was a 15-yard penalty no matter what. And the result of it is a first down, and they are in Majestics territory at the 47-yard line, 1st and 10. That's 2 penalties that have really hurt them.
There we go. We got a beautiful pick by Adrienne Wilson, and she is holding on and letting that jersey just
there we go.
Just getting
hit
and patched all over the place, but
picked by number 8,
holding on to the ball.
Sylvia Becky, and she gets the ball about an additional 15 yards from her own churning of her legs and dragging other players down. And now all of a sudden, it's 1st and 10 for the Majestics.
And excuse me, I was incorrect. That was by Sylvia, and just doing a phenomenal job, just taking a beating as she got that ball. Players actually weren't looking to tackle her, but more or less just punch the ball out of her hand.
In fact, she first caught the ball. She was bouncing around right there, and I think people thought maybe she hadn't even brought it in, and there she went. She went off.
Right off.
So it is 1st and 10 at the Silver Stars 37-yard line for the Majestics. Great field possession. This would be a great time to churn out 6.5 minutes left to go in the ball game because the clock is working in their favor. That's exactly what they're going to do. They give it off to Gabby, and Gabby runs down to the 33-yard line. We'll pick up about 4 yards. 2nd and 6 at the 33.
And it looks like we have
a new quarterback.
Yep, Danny DeGruden at quarterback.
That's one of our Australian. So we have an Aussie and a Brit in the backfield. That's good. Nice little zone read by Danny. And she's pushed out of bounds inside the 30 at about the 28-yard line. And that's about a 5-yard pickup. It's going to be 3rd and 1 at the 28-yard line. Nice job by Danny. Or Dee Dee, as I call her. Great opportunity here for Danny to come in and relieve Rachel and give her a rest and get an opportunity as well. Mishandled between Gabby and Danny, and it's recovered by number 88. By number 88, Shawnee Phillips. And at the end of the play, there's a penalty flag thrown on the near sideline, and we'll see what that's all about.
Look, there may have been some exchange of words either with coaches or with players and refs.
Okay, it's dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Majestics.
That's definitely not what you want happening at all.
No, because that's 15 free yards you're giving to the Silver Stars, and now they are set up, instead of being set up just inside the 35, now they're set up just inside of midfield. So 1st and 10 now for the Silver Stars after the turnover, with 5 minutes left to go in the ball game. Now, this is quite a mountain for them to climb over, Edwina, to get 3 touchdowns in 5 minutes. It's been done, but they haven't done it all night. And now this is where they got to step up and show their defense. Pitch goes to Zotomo.
Ooh, big hit. Definitely got some air, it looks like. I know the #1 rule usually for all football players is don't leave your feet.
They got to step up and show their defense. Pitch goes to Zotomo.
Ooh, big hit. Definitely got some air, it looks like. I know the #1 rule.
You're at the mercy of wherever gravity's going to take you.
Exactly, and definitely don't want to do that. I know the biggest thing for defense right now is they do not want them to score. They want to be able to make sure that Las Vegas leaves with 0 points on the board. And, you know, defense is really going to have to step it up and can't have those small mistakes, blocking in the back, any personal fouls, anything like that. So, you know, we have another 4 minutes, 13 seconds of what has to be really clean football.
Handoff goes to it looks like number 34 for the Silver Stars. Number 34 looks like Sonia Triana. And the tackle was made by number 21, Holly Custis. But then she rolls over. Holly rolls over and looks like she's hurt after that tackle. So just to recap, if you're just now tuning in, you've missed really a nice ball game. The first scoring was done on a pick 6. I believe that was by number 19, Jackie McCall. And then we had a rushing touchdown by Gabby. Gabby took it in the second quarter, and actually they led 13-0 at halftime. And then they had a nice drive that took down all the way through the red zone, and then well, I thought the handoff was going to go to Gabby, and it turned out Rachel got it, tripped into the end zone off of something, and found herself laying down in the end zone after having scored a touchdown, and that's where we are right now at 20-0.
And it looks like that Las Vegas player was able to come off the field, so we hope that she'll be doing okay. And like I said earlier, you know, there's not that much time left, 3 minutes, 30 seconds, and this has to be clean football. I can only imagine what the coaches are thinking right now on the sideline. I'm sure the thoughts aren't that great. You know, even as a player, you're not out of the ball game yet. You want to make sure that they do not score, and you cannot keep giving them these free yards.
Well, I can tell you some of the stuff that they're saying because it's some of the stuff that I heard at practice. We can't give free yardage away.
Exactly.
And that's what they did. That 5-yard penalty resulted in a first down. So here we are. It's 1st and 10 for the Silver Stars at the 40-yard line. We got 20 yards to go to the red zone and then 20 yards beyond that, and that's something that I'm sure that Scott and the rest of the defensive team does not want to allow.
No, absolutely
with just under 3 minutes to go.
Got defense talking it up, coaches yelling on the sideline what to do, where people need to go. That ball was stopped by Holly Custis. She got her hands on it.
Yeah, it looks like Holly came really, really close to a pick on that, which is something they needed. But for the Silver Stars, the important thing for them was not only to keep the ball, but they stopped the clock. They're running the ball, and that's wonderful, and they're doing okay at it, but they're running the clock themselves, and that seems to be in the favor of the Majestics because that's exactly what they want done right now. 2.5 minutes left to go in the ball game. That pass is complete to number 88, Shawnee Phillips. And she'll pick up 5 yards down to the 35, and the clock will continue to move. So we're just coming up on about 2 minutes left to go in the ball game.
You know, the last thing that you want to do in the final 2 minutes of the game is let them score, whether it be from a field goal or a touchdown. You've held them off for this long. You want to continue to hold them off. So we're at our 2-minute warning now. And we will definitely take a quick commercial. We'll be right back.
The sport has become a huge part of my life.
This game has taught me discipline. It's taught me respect.
I love being with my team. My team is my family.
I play women's tackle football because it's awesome.
Women's tackle football is the best kept secret in sports. We want people to know about our sport and know about our team.
I'm 34 years old.
48 years old.
23 years old.
I am an associate producer at Microsoft.
Sign language interpreter.
I'm a mom. I work full-time, at least 50 hours a week.
Our team practices 2 to 3 hours each practice, and we have around 6 coaches that specialize at various positions.
What I like about playing football is that just how intense it is. I feel like there's no other sport that can really drive you and push you as much as football does.
Pass in. Okay, we are back now, and pass was downfield. It was intended for Phillips for the Silver Stars. Almost caught and picked off, but batted away anyway by number 8, Sylvia Becky. That'll stop the clock with 1:55 left to go in the ball game and a 4th and 5. They don't make a first down here. Then I think at this point the Majestics can probably just run the clock out. I don't think they'll take a knee even if they do that. I think they'll run some plays, but they will run plays. They won't probably not pass. It wouldn't be worth the attempt and the risk. There we go. A sack.
Number 89, Nikki Feline.
Nikki Feline with the sack. That's a great way to end the defensive series for the Majestics. Right there at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Majestics. What a great way to end it.
And just a quick injury update. So Kiki is out of the injury tent, and looks like her knee is wrapped up, but she is walking on her own and talking to her teammates, so that's a good sign that we like to see for sure.
It's like Danny DeGroot is back in at quarterback. And number 34, Kara Lord, is the deep back. Looks like they're going to go in victory formation now. And DeGroot will take a knee. And on taking the knee, the two-yard loss back to the 38-yard line. But I think at this point they're not worried about 2-yard loss.
No, I can definitely, you can see the energy. You know, you guys can't really see it on our stream, but the energy on the sideline is players are hugging each other. They're happy that this is the outcome. The energy is high. This is how you want to come back from a game like last week. This is how you really want to set the tone. And, you know, there are still some things that need to be fixed, some small details, some big details, and I'm sure they'll go through that in practice, and Coach will talk to them as well at the end of the game. But I can tell you that from a player's standpoint and from a coach's standpoint, they're definitely happy with this outcome. And to have Las Vegas not score, that's huge. You know,
yeah, that's the plus. They gave up a touchdown last week that they really didn't want to give up. Danny DeGroot just took a knee, and they're back at the 36 after a 2-yard loss. And we have 40 seconds left to go in the ball game. Danny will take one more knee, I suspect, and that will be the end of the ball game.
We just want to thank everyone for being a part of our live stream. Thank you for being here with us on what actually turned out to be a beautiful night.
Beautiful
46
night.
degrees, the sunset was gorgeous, and the Majestics won. So, you know, that you can't get any better than that. I don't know if you guys can hear the cheering and the
That's
drum
exactly
line,
right.
but it's all positive things.
It's like they're going to line up to shake hands and congratulate the Silver Stars. Silver Stars played a nice game. It was not a great game, I'm sure, as far as they were concerned. They gave up 3 touchdowns, and that is the end of the ball game. The final score here at French Field in Kent, Washington, is the Majestics 20 and the Silver Stars 0.
And we want to thank the Silver Stars for coming out from Las Vegas up to Seattle. They definitely dealt with the inclement weather, the rain, the sunshine, the clouds, the everything that you get here in the Seattle area. Thank you for being a part of the stream. Thank you to our fans. Thank you for everyone from Game Day Media to our concession stand. Thank you, Jay, for being in the booth with me. Thank you to Joey for being our awesome stunt double producer today. He kicked some serious butt. We want to give our condolences again to Jennifer Moss's family. Thank you for being a part of this. We send our deepest condolences to her family. Thank you, Caleb, for being our honorary captain. We hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I know I did, Jay.
This has been great. It's been fun. This was our first game of the year. I look forward to the next one. And as a reminder, we have the Bobcats coming in here 2 weeks from today on the 27th, with the San Diego Surge coming in for the first game of May, and May 4th. So, yeah, this has been a great evening of football. I saw a lot of positives here. Yeah, there's always going to be a few negatives. They got to clean up the penalties, especially the one that resulted in an ejection earlier. I'm not sure what that was about, but they got to clean that one up. That might have been something simple. It could have been something complicated, but either way, once they clean that kind of stuff up, they're going to be tough to beat.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, what we saw was, like I said, always room for improvement. And we want to give a heartfelt, speedy recovery to Tam. She's out there.
Yeah.
We got the Majestics thanking the fans right there. So thank you for being a part of this. I am starving. I am excited to go to Azteca. I'm so hungry.
Yeah, and a big shout out to Azteca, the Mexican restaurant across the way, right behind the McDonald's. It is a great chance to show your support for the Majestics, to thank them for the great job that they did, actually get to meet the players. Don't worry about the staff and so forth. You'll get a chance to meet them, but meet the players, those people who had an impact on today's game. Rachel Woods, I'm sure she statistically probably did a great job. I really love the fact that she was poised in the backfield there. I don't think she had but a couple of hurries. She was very close to one sack. But other than that, she had really great protection. The offensive line did exactly what they were supposed to do.
I have to give it out to the offensive line. As a former offensive lineman, wow. They did so
kicked butt.
Good.
Yeah.
They did so good. They gave Woods enough time to be able to sit back in the pocket calmly and not have to worry or feel under pressure. And they held their blocks, and there were some big hits, offense, defense. I really liked everything that I saw, and I'm really excited to see where this season is going to go for this team.
I think the thing that impressed me the most was they had some Rachel had some open receivers. Tolliver was open on 2 identical type of plays, just in different positions, but for a little bit of an overthrow, you might have been looking at 2 additional scores. So that's got to be positives to be excited about, things that they can build on. You clean some of those things up, and you're looking at some really good scoring. They did well defensively. They played defensively well anyway, but they held this team scoreless. And I also like the fact that Butts Houghton was really concerned about the fact that they could not get that extra point up on the board last week against the Bobcats. Well, by golly, they got 2 of them tonight.
Yes, they did. They
so
absolutely. The execution was
by
great.
2 different folks.
Yep.
They really did ground.
Yep. And I got to throw out a hashtag for my kicker. #kicks-wins games.
It does.
It
really does. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And that's what we saw tonight. The first trip into the end zone, which was a pick 6. The first thing they did was something they could not do last week. They put one up through the uprights, and the pick 6 and that extra point was all the scoring that was necessary, and then from there they added on 2 more scores.
Exactly. It's been great. It's been so much fun. I am super excited for the players. I cannot wait to talk to them to get their input of what they thought, how the game went. Remember, we'll be at Azteca. If there's any interest, if you want to be involved with this organization, whether it be a player, whether it be on the sidelines, media, anything, we're always looking for people to be a part of this awesome organization, and we would love to have you be a part of this wonderful football community.
Yeah, this has been a great evening. Thanks, Joey. We appreciate all your hard work.
Absolutely.
The pointing of the fingers for time to go to commercial or time to come out. And he knows how to count with his fingers. That's really important. The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We thank you again for all your hard work and the staff up here. We love the swarming bees with the drones. That was actually good. I would imagine the footage will be available sometime soon on the website.
Yep. So I think we're going to sign off here. So thank you for joining us from French Field and Kent, and go Majestics.
Yep, this is what we want to see. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
We believe that through sport, we have the power to change lives.
A female coaching me.
Is anybody watching female sports?
But female athletes are being left behind.
We have the power to make a new world for female athletes. So come together, fight for equality, and level the field to ensure that no matter the challenge ahead, she breaks barriers.